What's going on, guys? While I had some time to kill, I figured I'd circle back and talk about the video I did last week on the 21 Sebenza. If you don't know, I talked about the Sebenza being the quote-unquote perfect knife. Again, so we can kind of move past that part of the conversation. Perfect is even a misleading term because no one knife and no one configuration is going to serve every person equally well in every different scenario they want to use the knife. So what I was meaning by that is the 21 a knife that can serve the broad community well in the majority of situations for an extended period of time with minimal to no downtime? And when that downtime does occur, when you send it in, does the company support their product, totally? Is it all around a solid package that is going to function and continue to function for an extended period of time at a reasonably high level? And that's my opinion of this knife, of the 21 specifically, not the 31, the 21. But in that conversation, I kept hearing, but better steel. It would be, I think they need to upgrade the steel. Well, yeah, X, Y, and Z, but the steel. This one here is S35. Now the newer ones are, the 31 is S45 and some of the other models are S45. What exactly is better steel? And I know that sounds like a trick question or condescending or, however you want to put it. And it's not. I guess I always ask for context, especially when that word better comes up and there's no context, because better has to be relative to something else. And I'll give an example of that. I have a Kershaw dividend here in M390, which is, all the rave of the knife community and one of the quote unquote better steels everyone talks about. You can see right here by my index finger, there are some dimples at the top. This knife was sent in for testing at Catra. If you want to know more about that, you can look all that stuff up, C-A-T-R-A. Anyway, this knife is even a quote unquote good hardness at well over 60 HRC. I won't get into the Vickers score and all that stuff, but well over 60 HRC because that's a standard of measurement that most of us are comfortable with. But this knife could not outcut, on a standardized test that has been industry regulated, could not outcut a S30V paramilitary 2 at a lower hardness, mind you, at a lower hardness. So what is better steel? What is better steel? And this over here, the Hinderer. I also heard, well, Hinderer needs to be in that conversation, or Hinderer is the perfect knife. Again, broadly speaking, quote unquote, perfect. I guess my big hang up there is the tri-way pivot. And this one is not a tri-way knife. I don't own a tri-way knife. I avoid tri-way pivot knives. And this is the part of the conversation nobody ever says, at least not out loud. The tri-way pivot works perfectly, again, broadly speaking, with the bearing system in place that the knife comes with and that the knife has been tuned for. However, when you start swapping out to phosphor bronze or to the Teflon, not nylon, these are Teflon washers, what happens? 9 times out of 10, either you have some blade play or some blade rub, and either you kind of find some happy middle ground that you can live with, or you end up just saying, forget it, and you put the bearings back in. And very few people just flat out sell the knife and say, this tri-way stuff doesn't work out. I don't know how a knife like that can be in a conversation for quote unquote perfect. That's way too fidgety. And then if a decent portion of the time you still can't get it quite to work the way it should, meaning no blade play, no blade rub, or some compromise between the two, I can't personally even put that type of a knife in the conversation. So this here, I'll talk about it a little bit since I have it out on the table. This is an Eclipse Tanto. I've had it for a little bit. I do own a few Hinderers. I know for whatever reason, some people think I don't or don't like Hinderer. Hinderer is okay with me. I got this because I never tried one out. The knife is okay. The one thing that I do like more than I thought I would is the profile of this Tonto, and Strider went to this similar profile years and years ago, but I never really liked this profile, but after using it for a while, it really helps you do a lot of fine detailed work. And because the tip is so acute, it really does help with piercing things. So it's okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think I'll keep it around for a little while longer, but it's nothing that blows me away. I do like it better than the XM-18. I just cannot, between the angle of the blade, the angle of the handle, how far away you are from the blade when you grip on the XM-18, that choil that really you can't put your finger in, at least I'll speak for myself, that I can't put my finger in because it's too little. So then I end up with like barely the tip of my finger in there. And then if your knives are sharp, which they should be, you really feel like you're up on that edge. I don't know. It just has never worked for me personally. But again, I know I'll get a lot of pushback from that as well. I know the XM-18 is one of the most storied knives in the community, but that is my take on the XM-18 and the Eclipse that you see sitting in front of you. So full circle, I kept hearing about, yeah, but better steel, better steel, better steel, better steel. This knife has better steel. The other knife has better steel, better steel. What is better steel?